Hunter, use Confuse Ray. Psh, Charmander, use Ember. Charmander, use Ember. Charmander. Should I hit myself? Hello YouTube, this is Chriz Maniac, your friendly neighborhood maniac, bringing you folks another Pokemon XY Y5 battle. And this battle is an OU battle against Lavaughn. And as you can see, Lavaughn always brings like unconventional OU Pokemon, like that Plain Clang and that Lilligant, for example. Right here I have my pretty like standard OU team, which has like Pokemon that don't let rocks stay up in the field for my Charizard. And all the other Pokemon in this team is basically here to complement Charizard setting up. And looking at Lavaughn's team, like his whole team sets up, other than his Cofagrigus and his Crobat. And Lavaughn, his like signature fighting style is setting up with his Pokemon, like Nasty Plots, Dragon Dancing, all that sort of stuff, and Cover Dancing, such as this Lilligant. That's why I lead off with Alice, so he can taunt off the first Pokemon that he brings out. And I taunt that plant, and that plant can't use Sleep Powder after the taunt because he taunted it. So that is great. Now with Frostlass, I'm gonna hit it with a super effective move, or I can set up Spikes. And I set up Spikes because I know this Pokemon won't really appreciate that. A whole bunch of his team is on the ground. Anyways, in comes this Greninja. I know I can take one move from this thing because I have the Focus Sash. And right here I can Destiny Bond, and I can force him out. Because if he hits me again next turn, then he would basically sacrifice his Greninja too, because Destiny Bond it carries over to the next turn. That's something that I forget a lot, and that we should not forget when we're doing a battle. Anyways, he withdraws his Greninja because he doesn't want it going down just yet. In comes Nightwing, and right here I go for the second layer of Spikes, that is great. And in comes Lavaughn's Crobat, and I'm like, darn, this Crobat's gonna defog, and then now I can't, now all my Spikes setting up has been useless, so I stay in for the Frost Breath, and in case he goes for the defog, but he just goes for the kill on my Frostlass, and then uses crit, and down goes Frostlass, but the Spikes are still in the field, which is great. I could really use Spikes inside the field right now. And then he withdraws his Crobat, in comes his next Pokemon, which is Scrafty, and this Pokemon has swept me like a considerable amount of times. Lavaughn has destroyed me with Scrafty, Dragon Dancing and Resting Up, if I do like a bit of damage to it. And if I don't have a move to knock it out in one shot, then I'm pretty much finished for the match. So right here, bring in my Aegislash, and right here, I'm expecting him to crunch me so that I can get a +2 with my weakness policy. And right here, I get too greedy because I actually go for the Swords Dance right here. And I could have knocked out the Scrafty, probably, if I went for the Sacred Sword, but I got too greedy. I went for a Swords Dance, and that shows you folks that don't get too greedy in the battle, because, and don't over-predict, because I expected his Scrafty to switch out right here into another Pokemon, but expecting me to like Sacred Sword, but nope, he just stays in and crunches, and down goes my Aegislash, and that really sucks, because I could have done that Scrafty, and that Scrafty is still healthy right here. It healed off all the Spikes damage I received in the switch-in, and now I can Dragon Dance up. Anyways, the other option that I have right here is hitting this Pokemon really hard with my Diggersby though, and he brings in Tut, his Cofagrigus, and he can take pretty much any move that I can bring on him, especially a return. So he goes for Quick Claw. He goes first with the Quick Claw, and then he sets up with Calm Mind, and my opponent, Lavaughn, like doing his signature battling style with setting up, it stays through that with his Cofagrigus. I go for a U-turn right here, just going out, showing him that I'm not like choiced in some way. I should have kept Lavaughn guessing about whether if my Diggersby was choiced or not, but I just show him here that I'm Life Orb, and I go back to, and Diggersby goes back to me, and I bring in my next Pokemon, which is Ragnarok, the star of this team, and I know I can set up on this Cofagrigus because Cofagrigus can't really do much to me in return, so I Mega Evolve into my Mega Charizard X, and I set up a Dragon Dance right here. And I bet Lavaughn is really freaked out right now because he pretty much has no Pokemon to counter my Charizard once he gets set up. So he keeps setting up with Calm Minds right here, and he can't really do much to me back in return. and if he attacked right there, he couldn't have knocked me out in one shot. So I just go for Outrage right here, just wanting knocking this out as soon as possible. And that Clefairies are really defensively bulky, but I knock it out a +1 with a Charizard with my Tough Claws boost and with the Outrage. So that's insane. In comes this Kling Klang, and I'm like, okay, maybe I could knock this out in 2 shots because I know that Charizard is pretty hard. And I go for the Outrage right here, and it does like 50% to this Kling Klang. That's insane. Kling Klang is of the Steel type, and it's pretty bulky defensively too. So Charizard is just showing this raw power, raw strength by doing like a clean 60 or like a 50% to his Kling Klang. It hits so hard. Anyways, he goes for a shift gear right here, continually like shifting his gears, grinding his gears, that Kling Klang, and he's at +4 speed and a +2 attack. And right here, I'm confused, and I get confused right here for the first time, and I'm like, okay, that's fine, I can handle 1 confusion. Now Ragnarok, please go for the Earthquake next turn, or even let your confusion go away. And Lavaughn here goes for a Wild Charge, and that shows me that he has pretty much no moves to hit me super effectively with. That's great. And now I can just stay in here and just knock out this Kling Klang. So I'm hoping to not get confused right here, and I go for Earthquake. That is great. I don't get confused this turn, and down goes this Kling Klang. And it looks like if I don't get confused, then I could pretty much sweep the rest of Lavaughn's team with this Charizard. But if you can look at the length of this video, that doesn't really happen. Anyways, I get confused again right here. I'm like, no, Ragnarok, why do you have to get confused? You could have swept Lavaughn's entire team, but Lavaughn's Crobat right here finishes off my confused Charizard, and down goes this epic beast of a Charizard X. And I can't, that sucks. I could have swept like all of Lavaughn's team, but now this battle just got a little more interesting, because if I just swept his team, then this video wouldn't be that fun to watch now, would it? Anyways, I bring in my Fortress right here. He can't really do much to me, and he goes for a Taunt right here. And I was expecting a Taunt because this Crobat tends to be utility based nowadays, and I go for a Gyro Ball, hoping to do more than that. That's I guess it's a pretty decent amount, but it's not enough for me. I think it's do hit KO though. So I Etcher Shot right here, and I can't really do much to this Crobat. I bring in Bertha, my Diggersby, so I can quick attack it, and he goes for the U-turn right here, getting momentum in his favor, and he can switch in the appropriate counter to my Diggersby. And Nightwing loses a bit of HP, that's nice. My Diggersby takes out like a beast. And in comes his Greninja, and Greninja could pretty much outspeed my Diggersby, other than the fact that I have quick attack. But with that, he could probably survive 1 quick attack, then retaliate with an Ice Beam, so I wouldn't want to take that. And in comes my Fortress just to slack it off, and hoping to get like 1 bit of damage on it with a Gyro Ball. And he goes for the Scald right here, and he gets a burn. And the fact that he gets a burn kind of sucks, because now I can't hit this thing up with a Gyro Ball. I could have survived 2 Scalds, and I could have got preliminary damage in this Greninja, to the point in which my Diggersby could take it out with a quick attack. But now that's not the case, because my Fortress just goes down without doing anything, as usual. In comes Cassie, and I could pretty much take any attack from this Greninja. He goes for Ice Beam right here. That's great. That's fine. Like because I predicted that Ice Beam, and I would retaliate back with a Flamethrower, because with Protean, he turns to an Ice type, and now I can melt this Greninja and turn it into a puddle of water with my Flamethrower. So that goes Greninja, and Cassie is just sitting here, all pretty ready to burn stuff up. And I'm like, okay, this probably gonna Sleep Powder me, and I'm hoping for a miss, and I actually do get the miss. That's great. That like makes up for all the confusions I got earlier with Charizard. So my Gujo is doing a lot of work right now. He has his Taion, he has his briefcase, and he is going to work on Lavaughn's Pokemon, Lavaughn's team. And comes Scrafty, and I'm like, damn, I can't really knock this thing out in 1 shot. And if I do, like, if I damage it, then I would that thing would rest up, and he could go for like constant Dragon Dances. And that's exactly what Diggersby does right now. He is showing me his hip hop moves, just dancing up a storm right here. And Scrafty is looking like a big threat right now, because I don't have anything to outspeed it at this point. And they just Drain Punch and rest my entire team down. So he goes for a Drain Punch right here in Bertha, and Bertha doesn't really do much to this thing. I could have went for the quick attack, but in case he got greedy, I could have got a return off, and I would have got a lot of damage off on this Diggersby. Anyways, it comes Cassie, and it Ice Punches me, and Lavaughn gets the victory. A 1-0 in his favor. So that was a very close match, Lavaughn. That was great. If my Charizard had survived, and didn't get confused, then I would have swept your entire team. No, like no kidding. But yeah, you got lucky, Lavaughn. But that was a great match nevertheless. Anyways, folks, I hope you enjoyed this battle. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you did. And I'll see you folks next time.